What if everything people thought they knew about Diddy's time behind bars was wrong? For weeks, the internet painted a picture of him living comfortably, sipping wine, giving business advice, and barely breaking a sweat. But now, alleged new footage is flipping that story upside down. In the clips circulating online, Diddy doesn't look confident or untouchable. He looks tense, shaken, almost like someone who knows something is closing in. And according to people close to the situation, it's not prison itself that has him worried. It's who might be inside with him. And why. The footage, which many believe was quietly pushed into the media through people connected to 50 Cent, spread fast. Viewers immediately noticed how different Diddy appeared compared to the rumors they'd heard. Gone was the image of control. Instead, people saw a man constantly looking over his shoulder. Online chatter quickly shifted from jokes to speculation, especially after claims surfaced that certain inmates weren't random at all. Some were allegedly tied to old street politics, old grudges, and old names that still carry weight. And that's when Brooklyn entered the conversation, because history there doesn't just disappear, it waits. Almost immediately, two names resurfaced that hip-hop has never truly been able to let go of: Tupac Shakur, Christopher Biggie Wallace. Their deaths still hang over the culture like an open wound, and for decades, Diddy's name has been whispered around both cases. He has always denied any involvement, calling the accusations nonsense and refusing to entertain them. But with the release of a recent documentary and renewed media attention, those whispers have grown louder. No charges have been filed against him, but the timing alone has people asking uncomfortable questions. To understand why this fear feels so real now, you have to go back to one night that changed everything. November 30th, 1994. Tupac arrived at Quad Studios in New York expecting a routine studio session. Instead, he was robbed and shot multiple times in the lobby. He survived, but something inside him broke that night. From Tupac's perspective, people he trusted were nearby, and he believed someone knew more than they were saying. In later interviews, he stopped short of outright accusations, but his words made it clear he felt betrayed. That moment shattered whatever trust existed between the camps and planted the seed for everything that followed. Years later, former insiders began making claims that pushed the story even further. Gene Deal and others alleged that Diddy wasn't just present in the building that night by coincidence, but that he may have known something was about to happen. According to these claims, the situation involved money, power, and control, particularly over publishing and business interests. The most chilling part wasn't the street talk. It was the suggestion that if money moved, there would be records, checks, transactions, paper trails that don't disappear just because time passes. For a long time, those ideas stayed in the realm of rumor. Then in 2023, everything shifted. Dwayne "Keefe D. Davis" was arrested in connection with Tupac's murder, reopening a case many thought would never move. Not long after, previously undisclosed police interviews from years earlier became public. In those interviews, Keefe D. allegedly described his role in the shooting and repeatedly mentioned Diddy, claiming he was offered money and motivated by anger over Tupac's insults. Law enforcement has stated that Diddy has never been considered a suspect in the case, and he has not been charged. Still, the fact that his name keeps appearing has only fueled speculation. What many forget is that the danger didn't end with Tupac. After his death, people close to Bad Boy reportedly warned Diddy and his team not to go to the West Coast. Tensions were high, emotions were raw, and the streets were unpredictable. Despite that, Biggie was sent to Los Angeles to promote upcoming work. According to multiple accounts, Biggie didn't even want to be there. Some say he wanted to go to London instead. Others claim he was talked into staying and making public appearances. The most disturbing part is what came next. Requests for additional security were allegedly denied. People who were there say they felt exposed, unprepared, and vulnerable. When Biggie was killed in 1997, the questions multiplied. Witness descriptions never led to an arrest. The case went cold. But insiders have continued to speak out, claiming the decisions made in Biggie's final days never sat right with them. Some former associates say Diddy wasn't cooperative with investigators, something even retired law enforcement figures have hinted raised red flags at the time. Again, nothing has been proven in court, but patterns like that don't go unnoticed. This is where things turn deeply personal. Several people who worked closely around Diddy have claimed his feelings toward Tupac went far beyond competition. They describe it as hatred, not industry rivalry, not ego, something much darker. Stories have surfaced of Diddy reacting angrily whenever Tupac's name was mentioned, even years later. And now, with 50 Cent allegedly helping push unflattering footage into the spotlight, some believe this isn't about entertainment anymore. It's pressure, exposure, a reminder that old stories don't stay buried forever. There's also talk of retaliation behind the scenes, allegations that legal threats are being floated, rumors of billion-dollar lawsuits that so far haven't materialized in court. Critics point out that if there were solid legal ground, the footage and documentaries would have already been pulled. Instead, everything remains public, feeding the conversation and keeping the heat on. Which brings everything full circle. That footage of Diddy looking shaken may not be about prison conditions at all. It may be about awareness. Awareness that decades-old conflicts are colliding with modern scrutiny. Awareness that people who once stayed silent are talking. And awareness that when stories like these resurface, they don't just live online. They follow you into real places, with real consequences. Diddy has denied all allegations. No court has convicted him of anything related to Tupac or Biggie. But as more connections resurface and more voices speak up, the question many are asking isn't about guilt or innocence. It's about whether the truth, whatever it is, can stay hidden forever. And if it can't, what happens when time finally runs out? Do you think the full story will ever come out? Or will hip-hop's biggest mysteries stay unresolved? Let us know what you think.